turn to play the game, she got her own. They still throw dirt up on her name, cause she know who she is. She's a shining star. Take cover cause she's bomb. Take cover cause she's bomb. This girl is bomb, yeah. He knows I'm gonna get when I'm away. He knows I'm on. Welcome back to another installment of Kingdom Things with me, your host, Asiyah Phillips, spiritual practitioner or spiritual healer by the way of God, Goddess, Source, the Central Sun, the Most High, whatever you like to call the force, the power, the energy behind all that is. That is who appointed me in my role of being a spiritual practitioner or a spiritual healer. So ascension. Humanity is going through ascension as a collective. What is ascension? Humanity, we are waking up to the fact that we are more than what we have been programmed to believe that we are. We are eternal spirits, seated with the energy of the Most High Creator, having a human experience. So we are energies that stem from the Creator of all that is, manifested into these bodies, having a human experience. Thank you for rejoining me on this episode of Kingdom Things. Today, I really want to talk about love and unconditional love, and how we were walked away from unconditional love as individuals and as a collective called humanity. Anything, any thought, any energy that tells you that you're other than greatness is a lie. It's an illusion. So any thought, any energy that tells you that you are other than greatness, that you are other than beautiful, that you are other than magnificent, that you are other than infinite possibilities is a lie. It's an illusion. So we're here on this earth realm as humans, and we have free will. What is free will? We have the choice of creating and being in this world, being of this world. So choosing to follow the lies, the programmings that tell us that we're other than greatness, that we're other than magnificence, that we're other than beauty, that we're other than infinite possibilities. Or we have the choice to follow the beckoning of our soul, the beckoning of our hearts. So we have the choice to live by the programming that tells you that you're other than infinite possibilities, or we have the choice to take the path less traveled, and follow our hearts, follow our souls, follow our intuitive nudges. Now, we come into this world as souls that are full of light. We have these programmings, these experiences in life that program us to keep us safe. So as a child, if you weren't given enough attention, if you were not loved the way you felt you should be loved, you might feel that your existence is a burden. You might feel that your existence is a burden. Being your full self is a burden. So what do? You don't ask for things. You don't allow yourself to want for things. You don't allow yourself to desire, because you feel like you have to stay small and stay in a corner because maybe who you are is a burden. We all have an abandonment issue on some level or another, because we come into this plane where we are dropped off and we forget, we have amnesia to the fact that we are of Source, of the Most High Creator. And our souls know that where we're from. Our hearts know where we're from. But again, we come into this realm with all of these programmings that tell us that we're other than greatness, other than infinite possibilities. I speak a lot about this on all of my podcasts. On other podcasts, I delve deeper into the programmings, where the programmings come from, and how to begin to reprogram yourself. But on this podcast, I want to specifically speak about love. So we get these programmings that tell us it's not safe to love. So instead of, so what do? We stop trying. We stop loving altogether. We stop loving unconditionally altogether. We fall into these programmings that say, oh, this person has to be this way in order for me to love them. So we fall into the programming, and we allow our minds to be programmed, our energies to be programmed to say that in order for me to love something or someone, it has to fit certain requirements that I'm going to make up. So you're going to make up your own programming. So this person has to be like this in order for me to love them. Where we come from, God, Goddess, Source, the Most High, the Essential Son, who we truly are at our core, our infinite nature, is unconditional love. So where we come from, God, Goddess, Source, Essential Son, the Most High, whatever you like to call the power behind what is, your truth, who you truly are, is unconditional love. What does unconditional love mean? I love you irregardless of how I perceive you. Because why? I know your truest truth, your only truth, is that you are the love, the unconditional love of God, Goddess, Source, Essential Son, the Most High. So I love you irregardless of how I perceive you in this moment. Why? Because I know your truest truth is that you are the light of God, Goddess, Source, Essential Son, the Most High. The unconditional love that we stem from, God, Goddess, Source, Essential Son, the Most High, the unconditional love that's our truth, that light inside of us that's infinite, that's our truth, is unconditional love. Is unconditional love. Again, we come into this realm with these programmings that tell us that there are certain restrictions and guidelines in order for you to love something or someone. We come into this earth realm that tells us that there are certain restrictions and guidelines that have to be applied, that you have to follow in order for you to love something or someone. If you are a heart or a soul that feels like you love more than what you have been receiving in your life, turn around and give that love to yourself. Give that unconditional love to yourself. And don't allow anyone to tell you that you're too much because of the way that you love. Don't allow anyone else to tell you that you are too much because of the way that you love, because of the way that you shine. You love and shine like the unconditional love of God, Goddess, Source, Essential Son, the Most High that you are. You remembered your truth. You remember your truth. Even if you don't remember what it is that you're doing, that you just love so much, you're not sure why. You're not sure why you're in this world that doesn't seem to mirror back to you the love that you are. You're confused as to why you're in this world that doesn't seem to mirror back to you the love that you are. It's because you're here to be a reminder to this world of where we came from, who we truly are. You are here. If you feel like the love that you are, the energy that you are, is not mirrored back to you from this world, it is because you are here to be a reminder to this world, to humanity, of where we came from, the love that we are, and our truest truth. You are a way shower. You are a way shower. You are a lighthouse to guide people back to their internal light, to their unconditional love. You are a way shower to guide people back to their internal light and their unconditional love. So I know it is difficult to be in a world that doesn't seem to understand you, doesn't seem to have a place for you to fit in. You're here to assist in the creation of the God, Goddess dream. You are here to assist in the creation of the new world, of the world of unconditional love and compassion. You are here to assist in the creation of the new world of unconditional love and compassion. So I know it is so difficult. I know it is so difficult to look out and not see anything that resembles who you are. I know it is difficult to look out and not see anything that resembles who you are. Create your own world. Begin to create that new world. Give that unconditional love to yourself. Give that unconditional love to yourself. Think thoughts that vibrate with the energies of that unconditional love. Do things that vibrate with the energy of that unconditional love. Create your own world of unconditional love. As you are a way shower, you are here to assist with the creation of the new world of unconditional love, compassion, and unity. You are here to assist in the creation of the world of unconditional love, compassion, and unity. Hold on and love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself and watch how you activate yourself more into your truth. As you give that unconditional love to yourself, watch how your truth becomes more active, how you become more active, how you no longer need the validation of the external world, how you no longer need the love from the external world, because you are that love, you are that validation. You are that love, you are that validation. So I want to pull a couple of Rumi Oracle cards, or whatever comes through. A few Rumi Oracle cards. We have the Alana Fairchild Rumi Oracle cards, an invitation into the heart of the divine, pocket edition. Gonna pull some cards and see if there are any other messages that the divine wants to bring through for us, for our beautiful souls. So there's one. See if there's anything else. I think that's it. I think that's all that wants to come through. So what do we have? Let's look at that. Oh, how beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful. That is gorgeous. Dance of the divine feminine. How bitter the taste of water would be if the river stopped its flow. Dance of the divine feminine. How bitter the taste of water would be if the river stopped its flow. The universe esteems you capable of more than being sure-footed and sensible. You can whirl and stumble, inspired by the music of the spheres. There is big magic for you to weave this lifetime. Prozac priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. Prozac priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. Give up the mainstays that drain your heart. Ask your soul what matters most and attend to that. Ask your soul what matters the most and attends to that. I'll read it again. The universe esteems you capable of more than being sure-footed and sensible. You can whirl and stumble, inspired by the music of the spheres. There is big magic for you to weave this lifetime. Prozac priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. Give up the mainstays that drain your heart. Ask your soul what matters most and attend to that. Dance of the divine feminine. Dance of the divine feminine. So yeah, that's the energy that I'm feeling today. That's the energy that I'm feeling today. It's freeing ourselves from the illusions, from the restrictions placed on within our hearts and our souls that tell us that there are boundaries, there are boundaries to loving, and there are ways to loving. There are boundaries to loving, and there are ways to loving. There are boundaries to being, and there are ways to being. Those illusions, those falsities, those lies that tell us there are boundaries to loving and there are ways to loving. That tells us that there are boundaries to being and there are ways to being. It's about freeing ourselves from those illusions and lies and falsities. How do we do that? We give that unconditional love that we are to ourselves. We love on ourselves. We love on ourselves. As we love on ourselves, we begin to twirl through life, flow through life. You begin to twirl and flow through life. And to all of the men that are watching, every person has feminine and masculine aspects inside of them. Everything in existence on every plane has masculine and feminine components. It's not to do with gender, but more to do with the energy masculine, feminine. The masculine energy is more of a doing, giving energy, logical energy. The feminine energy is more of a flowing, receiving, intuitive energy. So we all have masculine and feminine energies in us. So it's about freeing ourselves from the shackles of those falsities that we were indoctrinated with, that say that there's a way to love and that there are rules to love, that say there's a way to being and there are boundaries to being. Freeing ourselves from that. And how do we do that? We love on ourselves. We give ourselves unconditional love. Some things that I do to love myself unconditionally, whenever I have thoughts come up that are contrary to the love that I am, that tell me that I'm other than magnificence or greatness, I know those are falsities. I know that those are not my truths. So, I just hold myself and say, I love you, Ashley. I love you, Ashley. I love you, Ashley. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I've been guided to feed the thoughts that vibrate with that unconditional love. Feed the thoughts that vibrate with that unconditional love that you are. Feed the thoughts that make you happy. Do the things that make you happy, make your soul happy. Genuinely make your soul and heart happy. Genuinely make your soul and heart happy. So this has been a shorter episode of Kingdom Things. I'm super excited that you joined me here today. When you're done here, click the link in the description of this podcast posting. Check out the story of Asiyah on Wattpad. Just like you and I, Asiyah is a teenage girl growing up in the foster care system. Growing up in the foster care system in New York City, she begins her journey of self-realization and self-activation, the things that she finds literally out of this world. So check out the story of Asiyah on Wattpad. And when you're done checking out the story of Asiyah, I also wrote My Other Half, which is about the eternal nature of our souls, the infinite nature of our souls. So there are two beautiful souls traveling through lifetimes, and they're destined to be together. But again, we have these falsities and these programmings that tell us that there are ways to love, there are boundaries to love, which keep them apart in most lifetimes. They will come together, they will create a life together, co-create a life together. Which lifetime, under which circumstances? My Other Half. I want to thank you again so much for joining me on this installment of Kingdom Things. Again, I'm Ashley Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, by the way of God Goddess, by the way of the Central Sun, by the way of the Most High. If you are needing assistance with activating your truth, activating the unconditional love that you are, email kingdomthingspodcast@gmail.com to inquire about availability for spiritual coaching or counseling. Thank you again so much for joining. Y'all have a great day.